So you went to Sephora?
I did. I made the pilgrimage to go see the new Rhode gondola.
Oh my God, how did it look?
It was like completely picked over.
Welcome to Glow Job, the beauty podcast that's more than skin deep. We're the only podcast to make you hotter and smarter.
So they actually had two different sections of the Sephora selection for Rhode. One was straight in the front when you first walk in with just like a couple of products. Every single thing was gone except for like one singular blush, one singular product. And then the second location, which was larger on the wall in the skincare section, actually, which is what I also want to talk about. But that also incredibly picked over. There was maybe 10 products total.
Damn. Okay, wait. So the gondola that was in the front of the Sephora, was that just makeup or was it makeup and skincare?
So it was a blush, like there were blushes, there were lip balms and 2 skincare products.
Oh.
And so 4 total products and a couple of different shades, but again, incredibly picked over. And interestingly enough, when you walk into the Sephora, and it's the one in Santa Monica, by the way, but when you walk in, every single one of like the introductory stands was celebrity.
No way.
Like a celebrity brand. And they were kind of branding it of like exclusive at Sephora, but it was like, I guess like a celebrity or like kind of like influencer type person. So there was Hailey Bieber, the Makeup by Mario, kind of like celebrity makeup artist. Lady Gaga was there, Patrick Todd, Vanessa Myricks, like another celebrity makeup artist. So celebrities.
All in the front
and center.
For those of you who did not know, Rhode just launched in Sephora on September 1st. And it seems like they are off to the races because everything is sold out.
I was talking to the girls that worked at the store and kind of asking them, like, what was it like? When are you going to get restocked? And the woman I was talking to said that it was an absolute zoo. The very first day, people just came in swarms, bought one of every product, and that she doesn't expect a restock for a month.
What?
So they told me a month. I don't know if it's going to be a month, but crazy.
I mean, I think the Hailey Bieber fans are not going to be okay with a month wait.
No, but like with the lip glosses, the lip peptide treatments, there was only one shade left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is crazy. And for like the lip liners, there was a couple shades left, but it was all of the darkest shades. And I swatched everything and like they were quite dark. Like even for like a dark brown would not work on us. For the blushes, there was like two shades left.
Damn.
I bought one of each.
Did you really?
I think it's time I try the hype.
Yeah.
I didn't love the skincare products.
Yeah.
I kind of talked about that before. I just didn't find them, like feel the need to incorporate them into my routine. But I love a good blush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but everything was picked over and it was the most popular area when I was there.
Wow.
I got the colors Freckle and Toasted Teddy. So both kind of my go-to like neutrally brownish pinkish colors.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, like when I was checking out, every single girl in front of me, there were 3 girls in front of me. Each one had a Rhode product.
Wow. How old were they?
One was a Sephora kid. Go figure. She was there with her mom.
Yeah.
She was actually, the mom is in our esthetician program in Santa Monica.
Stop. Really?
Yeah. So it's like hi. It's like saying hi to a familiar face.
Cute.
And the other one, it was like a group of I think they were like tourists from Japan.
Yeah.
But they were all buying, like the 2 girls, they were buying Hailey Bieber products.
So to remind everyone, Rhode launched in June of 2022. And of course, it is the beauty line of Hailey Bieber. So Hailey is both the chief creative officer and the head of innovation at Rhode. And she also is serving as strategic advisor to e.l.f., aka the company that bought Rhode for $1 billion. And to celebrate this launch here at Sephora, they're actually bringing back 3 shades of the lip peptide treatment that were previously special editions. And these are Strawberry Glaze, Salty Tan, and Jelly Bean. And they're going to make them a permanent part of the Rhode lineup.
I think the girls are loving it because I think those were the ones that were gone.
Really?
Yeah, but one of the things, so I was talking to a friend online and he had just purchased one of the lip peptide treatments. And just like so many other people, and we covered this in our Rhode episode a couple weeks ago, but they complained that the lip peptide treatment was kind of gritty. Ooh. And everybody was hoping that with this e.l.f. acquisition, getting access to whether it's like improved machinery, improves like, creation process of the products, like all of that would kind of be fixed in a way, and people were really hoping for it. But he said that he bought it and that it was still gritty.
Really?
Isn't that disappointing?
You know, so I'm wondering if that was some of like their old stock, right? Because like this acquisition just happened a couple months ago. And so this could be part of their previous inventory that hasn't gone through sort of like the ELF manufacturing system. And so I wonder if perhaps we'll see quote unquote better products in like 3-6 months to come, because it's going to take some time for them to reproduce.
I hope so. But like, to me, I still want to talk about the fact that they were categorized in like the skincare aisles of Sephora.
Yes.
They were actually right next to a Summer Fridays. And I think they kind of play in similar fields where like Summer Fridays, they started as a skincare line, but obviously do a bunch of color cosmetics now. Well, I guess not a bunch.
Not that much, honestly.
Not that much.
Yeah.
They have like lip, cheek, like a tinted sunscreen.
Yeah. It's like color cosmetics light is what I like to call it, you know?
Yeah. But you know, there are like a bunch of makeup brands that do sell skincare products.
Oh, for sure.
Like Charlotte Tilbury has a bunch of people have a bunch, but I kind of expected her gondola to be in the makeup aisle.
You know, like I think of someone like Tower 28 and they do a lot of skincare, but they're in the makeup.
And they also started as skincare, just like Rhode, just like Summer Fridays.
Maybe there wasn't enough retail space in the center of the makeup aisles.
But, you know, when I was online, just kind of like flipping through, like kind of like reading about Rhode coming into Sephora, one of my favorites was like, I don't know if they're being categorized as skincare everywhere, because I saw this girl post a photo and the Rhode gondola was like right across from the Rare gondola.
Stop.
So like people in the comments were like, oh, the feud never ends. Like the Hailey versus Selena never ends.
Oh my God. I wonder if that was intentional. Kind of hilarious and very smart and strategic, I must say.
Yeah. And another brand that was like, that just recently launched that was completely sold out or almost completely sold out was the Mary Phillips line.
Really?
Yes. So, I mean, another celebrity makeup artist does Hailey Bieber's makeup, does Kendall Jenner's makeup, and she came out with like a highlight contour palette and a couple lip products. Everything was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like that one, of course, I saw a decent amount of buzz online, but in comparison to something like Rhode, obviously it's like way less talked about. And so I'm almost surprised to see how popular that was.
I mean, I remember, I feel like when her technique came out with like the whole underpainting, like that got way more attention than her makeup line launch. But all of her, like the skin palette that she has, like it's designed so you can do that underpainting technique. I kind of wanted to try it, but
it's gone. Couldn't buy one.
No, they had one, but like, you know, I'm kind of on like a project pan-ish after I said I already bought 2 blushes, but I'm trying to be better.
Got to hit pan before we buy a new one. Jules, do you remember the brand Mary Kay Cosmetics?
Yeah, that is like the throwback.
Yes.
All throwback.
Yes. It's like our mother's era. And it's very much an MLM, like a multi-level marketing company. So it's like, let's say I am selling Mary Kay to my friends, and then I convince my friends to start selling Mary Kay to their friends, and you build a triangle or a pyramid, and everyone is selling Mary Kay to their friends.
Yeah, no, it was like, it's crazy because like, yes, today affiliate marketing is all the rage and everyone's like, shop my code. Oh, if I give you a code, I get a percentage. It wasn't like that.
No.
These women would have to buy like thousands of dollars of Mary Kay products and then go and try and sell it to like their neighbors, church groups. It was a thing.
It was totally a thing, just like Tupperware. This was
or knives.
Oh my God. Yes. Knife clubs. That's like such a thing. But like people, like you said, Jules, they would buy thousands of dollars of these products, honestly, just to like break even sometimes, right? To like meet their minimum. So, because it costs money to like hawk this product. Anywho, very much not our generation of women who use Mary Kay, but guess who's back? Mary Kay, and they have done a total rebrand.
You know what? I kind of want to say good for them, right? Because like I believe in a good comeback story. I don't know if I would go out and like try their products.
Yeah, I feel
Are
that
they
way.
enticing?
I mean, you could take a look at them. They're very like pink and girly, and it's how do I explain this? I would say it vibes more like Texas housewife than it would perhaps like LA City Pop. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so I guess, well, like the Texas housewife or like, you know, the housewife kind of demographic is what they were dealing with like
Oh,
during their
100%.
first time around. So maybe they just put like a new coat of paint.
Exactly.
Is it still an MLM?
Yes, they still operate as an MLM, which is really interesting because, like you said, affiliate marketing is such a thing now. So it feels a little yesteryear to me. But two things. One, we talked about Mary Kay once in an episode in our Republican makeup one. And first of all, that is such a vibe, right? Like that look back then. But also in that episode, we talked about how back in the day, Mary Kay got a lot of flack because they were known for testing on animals and doing like, not just like testing a lipstick on a bunny, but like stapling bunnies to boards so they wouldn't move, shaving their hair, and then putting sunscreen on them till they burned. Like that's actual animal cruelty.
That is so insane.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. I totally forgot about that.
See? Yeah.
Yeah. So now I take back. I don't want them to come back. They don't deserve a good comeback story if they're stapling bunny. Oh my God. I can't even say it. If they're
Right?
stapling bunny rabbits.
Bunnies.
That's crazy.
I know. But then the other part of me is like, okay, everyone deserves like a comeback story. Like maybe they've lived and learned. I don't know.
There's probably like new leadership,
I hope
etc.
so.
I don't know. Every single company that's been around for a few decades now has seen a scandal or two.
That's true.
So many companies used to do animal testing.
Yeah.
But I did take a little peek at the rebrand. And one thing that's interesting to me is like they are doing a pretty big push also for younger markets,
That's
like kind of that
exactly it.
Gen Z, Gen Alpha. And so in my mind, are they kind of taking advantage of this Sephora kid trend? And since they're selling to the moms, they're like, hey, let's just tack on, sell to the kids too.
You know, when I read...
Not that there's MLM children out there, but you know what I
for
mean.
sure. When I read their initial press release, it was very clear that they want to capture more of sort of like the millennial and Gen Z crowd because they
Okay.
realize like that's who actually buys makeup. Like, of course, Mary Kay is always going to kind of be like our mother's or grandmother's brand, but I think they're trying to play younger.
I think they should too. Like the amount millennials and Gen Z spend on makeup is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like I see people online and they justify their purchases with girl math, just saying like, oh, you know, like when I buy a $25 Hailey Bieber blush, like that's the same cost as a martini, at least in like LA and some places in New York. But you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
The other anecdote I had was, this was several months ago before this rebrand actually launched, but my mom was going to a casting and she told me it was a beauty casting. And then we went to meet up for lunch after. This is back in New York. And she was like, oh, do you remember this brand? They gave me some samples from the casting. And she gives me these like little pockets of, or these little packets of lotion, and it's Mary Kay. And it was like new logo and everything. And she showed me the call sheet for like the casting of like what they were supposed to say and stuff. And it was like women of various ages and different ethnicities going down a street. Like it was just, you could see the vibe was like they were trying to be seen as something new.
Okay.
She did not book that job. But
Sasa, I think you are forgetting that when we first started Glow Job, one of the first companies that reached out to us for sponsorship was Mary Kay.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Are we digging a grave?
I mean, I think there have been a lot of companies that we've said no to. Actually, we've said no to more people than we've said yes to.
That's so
easily,
true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm okay with passing. I don't think we burned a bridge.
No.
But, you know, it was like a polite no, but also a very firm no. So one thing that made me so happy this weekend, I just kind of couldn't stop laughing. Shaq launching a fragrance line.
Yes. Wait, I'm obsessed. First of all, big fan of Shaq over here.
Same.
Mhm.
Honestly, who doesn't love Shaq? Like, I don't know. Obviously, growing up in LA, he was part of the dream team, Kobe Bryant, Shaq days of the Lakers.
Yeah.
But like, I've always loved his like businessman journey that he's been going on lately. Like, how many Five Guys does he own? Right?
Not only Five Guys, it's also Icy Hot, and then that insurance company with that little midget man. You know what I'm talking about? Like the guy who's got the mustache. It's a cartoon. Yeah. He's just in like every commercial.
Yeah. But so now he's launching a fragrance, and I don't know, like, yes, he's not the first like celebrity man to launch a product, right? Like John Legend had a product, Pharrell Williams had a product. Who am I missing? Brad Pitt.
Oh, and also
Whatever happened to Brad Pitt's line, by the way?
Gone, faded. Everyone forgot about that. The Rock.
Oh yeah, him.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Fragrance is here. fragrance is like, this is the moment to do a fragrance line.
100%. So this fragrance launch is actually in partnership with JCPenney. So Shaq has already done his big and tall line with JCPenney. It's an exclusive, and that has done tremendously well. So it made sense that he would go back to JCPenney to do an exclusive and launch his fragrance.
It's going to do really well. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I would want to smell like Shaq.
You want to smell like Shaq?
I feel like he smells good.
You want to smell big and tall?
I'm going to get one for my husband.
Wait, actually, that's a cute idea.
He would literally bulk. No, so like my husband is like, he's so bougie, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever he picks a fragrance, like he needs to know about the perfumer. He needs to know about like the story.
The story of
where
Shaq.
where they're sourcing the ingredients. And I'm like, this guy's 7 feet tall. That's his story. Like, I don't think he's going to be super impressed with that, but maybe.
We're impressed. We're impressed, Shaq.
Yes.
You go, girl. In other fun, random pop culture news, okay, this one sent me for a loop. This was with the clothing retailer Shein and their use of an AI version of Luigi Mangione as a model on their website. Did you see this?
You know, when you first sent me the link, I didn't read the caption and I thought it was Dave Franco.
Oh my God. Wait, they look different though.
I know. I was like at work and I like took a quick glance. I'm like, oh, Dave Franco's modeling
For Shein? But isn't that wild? So
It's so good. And they're AI generated photos of him.
yeah,
But you know what? Women love him. It's crazy.
a lot of people love him. It's not just women, men and women, especially of like the Gen Z group. They like martyr him.
And then, but why, who on the Shein team decided that that would be a good idea? I feel like maybe they just kind of like Google trends and what's trending and don't read past the main headline.
My thing here is definitely like, how does the team say this is a good idea?
Let's get a murderer.
Yeah, let's pick this guy, and not even just the murder. Actually, this is the part that I think is more of a legality issue and will become a bigger issue in the years to come, is using someone's likeness or image without their consent. Luigi's in freaking jail. He didn't consent to this, and so I'm thinking like the Shein team's legal team is probably like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck did the creative do? And now we have to deal with this.
No, but these AI images, it's actually so crazy. Like I've thought about this before in a really weird way. Can we go on a tangent?
Yeah.
So when I was thinking about this, like I had read this headline that like, you know, people are making like AI generated nudes of other people.
Yes.
And then in my mind, you know, like there were all these stories of like girls when I was in high school and college, like getting in trouble for like sending nudes and like other people seeing them. Now just say they're fake, girls.
That's how you get it.
Say it's AI. It's not me, it's AI. I didn't send that.
Oh my God. I mean, fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but no, I think we're going to see a lot more of it. And like, it's crazy. These like, even like the video versions of these deep fakes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So this was a big boo-boo for Shein. Very quickly, pretty much within like 24 to 48 hours, Shein removed the photos off of their site. So clearly they realized like, oh, this is like not an acceptable practice. But the fact that there are still screenshots of it online shows
Internet is forever.
Internet is forever. There is a footprint. But again, it gave me a really good giggle midweek.
So the last story that we have, and this one I actually really enjoyed. It's a beauty company doing marketing right, but it's Tower 28 and they do skincare, they do makeup. But for one of their recent makeup campaigns for the launch of their eyeshadow stick, they actually hired a model who is a survivor of topical steroid withdrawal.
Wow.
And that is just such a genius move for a brand that touts being eczema safe, you know, all of their products being eczema safe. But I just thought it was just like so wholesome. And the girl is so gorgeous.
So I actually learned a lot about topical steroid withdrawal in our celebrity brands episode, our second episode ever. We were talking about Lily Reinhart's line, and she was saying how she uses steroids on her face. And we both are like very anti using steroids on your face unless you absolutely have to. But then you were telling me all about topical steroid withdrawal.
Yes. This is one of my favorite things to talk about because not enough people know about this.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I learned about this on TikTok, right? Because like I had heard about it, but once you see people experiencing it and like how traumatic it is, like it really just takes it to another level of how you're able just to like understand and feel how painful this like symptom is. But yeah, steroid withdrawal, it comes from using steroids to help eczema. But then after you stop using them, your body freaks out. You start shedding all of your skin. In some instances, you can like lose your hair because like all the skin on your scalp sheds.
Oh, God.
But you know, this girl Jada, she's been documenting her experience with it for such a long time. And it's just like not just shedding light to the issue, but it's just like a story of like hope and resilience and like love and self-acceptance. And like Tower 28 really could not have picked a better person. Like it's just like so wholesome.
That's so sweet.
Like I love a little wholesome beauty moment.
Yes.
I feel like so much of like what we talk about is like people fucking up using like AI generated images or like companies making bad decisions. This one was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good at marketing.
I know, they really are. Well, I mean, Amy is a marketing wizard. Her whole background was she was at Josie Marin. She was at Kate Somerville, a few other brands as well, but always as a director of marketing. And to wrap it up, we want to recap a story we talked about last week, Cardi B's trial.
She's free. She's free. Well, I guess she was never going to jail.
She's been cleared by the jury of any assault charges. And so she is free and clear to go. She did not attack Amani Ellis, according to the jury. And so Cardi B is out there on the streets. She's all good.
You know what? Good for her. Going to court is not fun, but like clearly she knew she was right, which is why she took the case to court. And I'm glad, like, that security guard woman sucks.
Yeah.
Such a money grab. And she was pregnant at the time.
I know. Can you imagine? Also, these charges were brought up in 2018. Bitch, it's 2025, like 7 years later.
Yeah, well, just think of how expensive it was for Cardi and for Amani Ellis, right? To kind of go through everything, right? Keeping those lawyers on retainer for this long.
Yeah.
Good for you, Cardi. Keep fighting
Cardi.
the good fight.
And I'm going to be listening to that new album that just dropped. So, woo. All right. Thanks, you guys. And that is a wrap on today's Chit Chat. Be sure to stay tuned next Monday for our weekly roundup of business, beauty, and pop culture.
See you then.